The Bad Batch, episode 10.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
I'm loving this show a lot. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm not going to say it's a 10, but it's pretty dang good. The Bad Batch, episode 10, dropped yesterday. We enjoyed it very much. Happy 4th of July weekend. If you're watching live, thank you so much for being here. The Bad Batch is part of We Have Spoken. We Have Spoken is our weekly Saturday morning show where me and my youngest daughter, Reagan, here go live and talk about our geekness that is our love for Star Wars. Yes?
Yes.
And during the season of Disney Plus's live action shows, we obviously review the show that came out. And this week, that was The Bad Batch. Bad Batch episode 10 dropped yesterday. During The Mandalorian, we talk about The Mandalorian. During The Bad Batch, we talk about The Bad Batch. During the off season, when they don't have shows, we talk about Star Wars, our favorite characters, stuff like that. Last week, we celebrated all things Reagan. It was her birthday and all of her favorite characters. Hey, Mar. Good morning to you, Mar in Memphis. Love to see you here. We should have brought your card. We did a little video saying thank you. I haven't sent it to you yet, but why don't you say thank you to Mar for sending you?
Thank you very much for the card.
She really loved it. Thank you so much, Mar. That was really, really sweet of you. So we're going to be talking The Bad Batch and all things Star Wars every Saturday here. Please check it out. If you're watching on Team Replay, hashtag Team Replay in the comments. It's time to talk about Bad Batch. So if you're new to the show, hey, more people, atypical hustlers in the house. We still got to hook up a time to talk about nonprofit stuff. Turkey Lakester, that's our friend Dean, who you met. Welcome in, my friends. What we do on this show is we go over the show that was, in this case, episode 10 of The Bad Batch. I get her take on it. I share my take, and we ask you in the comments your take. Let's get right to it, all right? Episode 10. So there's lots of places that put out really good videos on it and really good blog posts about it. I like to go to Den of Geek. IMDb uses Den of Geek. Lots of good articles out there. Lots of good Disney and Star Wars nuts. Den of Geek is one of the many I go to every time. Hey, Grandma's in the house. My mom's in the house. What's going on? Jeff, I have Sarah message you on the gram. Thank you. Yeah, I keep forgetting, man. I want to do it. I mean, I'm excited to help you guys out with that if I can. Anyway, okay. Star Wars, The Bad Batch, episode 10 review, Common Ground. The episode was named Common Ground. And it started off, you can see from the picture, they're diving in with some pretty cool, I don't know, military things. I don't even know what to call them.
Pretty sure those are the walkers that they use in the Clone Wars.
I like those walkers. I mean, I don't like them, but they're cool looking. That's what I mean. All right, Star Wars, The Bad Batch, episode 10. This week's Disney Plus blurb offers a promising subject. Don't worry, I'm not reading the whole time. I'm giving my little information for her to react to. My personal bully's in here. Never fear, your bully is here. You know what? I still haven't had a bully me yet, but Jesse, I love that you're here. The Bad Batch has its ideology challenge. The Clone Wars, The Bad Batch's spiritual predecessor and one of her favorite things in the world, often tried to explore a key element of the prequel era. There were heroes on both sides of the war. That's one of the things I love about Star Wars. I like the light. I don't like the dark. I'm talking about in general now, but I think we're all gray, right? I'm a really nice guy. I'm also a jerk, as every single one of us is. And that's one of the things that I like.
Exactly. We are all capable of good and bad.
Exactly. That's one of the things that I love that Star Wars explores. My man, Bill, Magic the Mouse Radio, Shiba Inu. Gee, I blew that, didn't I? Never mind. It would have been funny. My man, going to be a billionaire. Hope I would catch up to him. Love it, love it, love it. Where did I go? Whether or not the show succeeded isn't the subject of this review or our show, but The Bad Batch does effectively argue for why the citizens of the separatist systems are more than their sidious adjacent mustache-twirling leaders. You know, I'm going to get historical on you right here. Not political, historical. There's no Nazi Germany without the neighborhood calling out the neighborhood. I'm sorry, Nazi Germany. They in the 30s and in the 40s were telling the government about their neighbor next door. And it's a little bit like what Facebook's doing. Oh, is that me? The separatist people aren't bad. It's like China. I'm not real happy with China right now. I just got my second shot. It sucks. No fun, right? I'm not mad at the Chinese people. I'm mad at the government, right? It's the same with Star Wars, right? The separatists, people are the bad guys, right? And in this show, don't we see exactly that?
Yes.
Exactly. One of the politicians in the show decides to not hurt his people and go along.
Not yield to the Empire.
We don't see humans in the separatist forces much in general, and the aliens at its head are often portrayed as greedy, corrupt, and bloodthirsty, because they are. But it has always been canon, love that word, that there is separatist public somewhere with the average people who have legitimate grievances against the Republic. Padme was even friends with one of them, Mina Bonteri.
Yes.
Okay, glad I said that right. A senator who demonstrated some of the concerns of the separatist civilians in the Clone Wars. But the actual people affected by this war have remained in the background. Even the way the separatist Senate has been referred to has been inconsistent, with the name sometimes being separatist parliament or separatist Congress until recently. Here we go. Here's the fun part. The Bad Batch offers some clarity on all of that as the Empire comes to wipe away the distinct identity of Raxus, which I never heard of until yesterday, the capital of the Confederacy of the Independent Systems, CIS. Senator Avi Singh, who was big in the episode yesterday, played by Star Trek's Alexander Siddig, I don't watch Star Trek, speaks out against the Empire and is imprisoned and tortured for it. I love this scene. The big stud man, the mayor, the governor, the president, whatever he is, right, is told, you will bow down. You will bow down, and we'll let you be part of us, right? We'll give you the scraps. And he's kind of a hero, isn't he?
Yeah.
What'd you think about it?
I thought that was really cool. It shows exactly what I believe strongly, is that we are all capable of good and bad, no matter what side we are on. I think that proves that there can be heroes on both sides.
Yes, that's so good. Bill says he can't stay. He's going to go to a Shiba Inu anonymous meeting. You and Elon Musk, my man. Hope you have a great 4th of July, buddy. Take care. MVP Majestic in the house. How you been? Hope you're having a great day. Oh, it was a joke for Jeff. I figured he was staying, but he does need that class. Anyway, so I think that Avi Singh is a absolute hero. I think in the Star Wars universe and in real life, people have choices to make, right? And
sometimes we make good ones, sometimes we make bad ones.
And that's okay. You got to go back and fix them when you make them bad. But this guy stepped up. His job. Listen, all you actual mayors and city council people in America, your job isn't to tell people what to do. It's to help people do what they want to do, keep them safe, give them the opportunity to go to work, stuff like that, right? So Avi Singh, right? Am I saying it right? Yeah. Okay. Avi Singh has a choice. He's being told, listen, I got bigger guns than you. You're going to stand up here and you're going to tell the people to do what we say, and we'll give you some scraps and you can still keep your title. Or he stands up there and he does the right thing. Guys, it's time to fight back. I love that.
Me too.
And one of the things I love about Star Wars universe is the whole true story. It's not a true story, it's science fiction, but the story that they try to weave. And I think it teaches well. I think so much of our entertainment today weaves in a negative message. I think it's a positive message to say, hey, government bad. Sorry, but that's what I think, and I love it. And I'm excited about that. So what'd you think about Avi Singh escaping with our clone buddies?
I thought that was pretty cool.
Go ahead.
And I kind of thought it was a little strange how edgy Echo was at the beginning, because he was very edgy because he didn't like the idea of helping the separatists. And clones and battle droids don't exactly get along.
And you know what we haven't even talked about yet? Your favorite character might be Omega. And I found it interesting that they left her behind. So they left her behind to keep her safe, right?
Yes, they didn't want to risk a bounty hunter catching her.
But they left her with Sid, who they don't trust. I didn't get that at all. I didn't get that. Now, it looks like her and Sid became buddies.
Yeah.
And it looks like her and Sid pulled out some of Omega's strategic skill set.
Yes, they were playing a game that has an expert in strategy, which
like
Omega
chess?
Is very good at it. Yes, it's like the Star Wars version of chess.
MVP, you have a great weekend. So glad to see you stop in. Happy 4th.
And she decided to play a few, and Sid and her made a deal that if she played a few games to get some money, she'll get 60%. And she ended up.
Sid says 30%. She says 60. I love that.
I like that too. And when they got back, they were a little confused because Hunter specifically told her to stay low.
Yes.
And that was the opposite. So he wasn't really happy.
Stay low. Then they walk in after they're done, and like the whole crowd's cheering around her. It was pretty cool. I really like the Omega character a lot.
Yeah.
I see a lot of you. When I see Omega doing fun things, I think, that's a Reagan thing.
Yeah, I guess.
It's kind of fun.
So my favorite part was ultimately how Sid actually kind of defended her because they became friends. And also Sid said that she managed to pay off their debts, which means that gives them a little breathing room.
Excuse me.
which I thought that is very good because now they're not stuck on that planet.
Now let's get some more of the show, and then we'll get your reaction. Echo, which you already mentioned, is most skeptical of helping a separatist, right? The most convinced the war will go on in some shape or from the way it used to be, instead of all of it being rewritten by the Empire. He's still clashing with the rest of the batch a little bit, which is scary, right?
Yeah.
Is it the chip? I don't know what's going on. Well, the chips are out, right?
The chips are out.
Yeah, but I don't know. You know, it makes me nervous a little bit. Echo's also the one who reacts the strongest to their client actually being the droid, right? Very Mandalorian, by the way. I thought of Mando because Mando doesn't like droids.
Yeah, I agree. That did make me think of Mando for a minute.
While I wish, again, this is from Den of Geek, not me. While I wish some of this had been voiced more clearly instead of being left as subtext, it makes a ton of sense that Echo would be the one most judgmental of their new client. Not only is he a reg, but he was used as a living algorithm by the separatists. His body fitted with the cybernetic jacks he still wears. I gotta be honest with you, I have no idea what that means. Do you know what that means?
Yes. In the Clone Wars, he was captured by separatists, even though everyone thought he was killed. They used his incredible mind to make an algorithm that would use him to predict the Republic's next moves. Rex, he eventually figured out that was Echo, and they
all this is in the Clone War?
Yeah. You see, his legs were completely destroyed, so they were replaced with cybernetics, and his head literally had wire strapped to it.
I mean, my hair looks like that sometimes. Early in the morning, and now after you rub it like that. Want to keep going, or you want me to go into more into the story?
So to finish up what I'm saying, basically the reason Echo has his problems trusting a separatist is because they tortured him, pretty much.
So I got that. I didn't know, but I got that gist, I guess. I don't know. It made sense to me, and I'm not really sure why. I mean, we're watching the Clone Wars, but I'm not up to date on that, all of it.
Yeah, we're not up to date on the latest season, and that's in the latest season.
Ah, that makes sense. The planet Raxus, which is fun to say, isn't explored much beyond the government complex. The aforementioned public, mostly voiceless. So they gave him a little bit, and then they pulled it back. Resort budgeting, and that's what's going on, my friends. It's still a pleasure to watch scenes on the planet because it's so gorgeous, though. The buildings washed in soft sunlight. You know, I will say this. When we started the show, it was me and her and her mother, Paula. Hi, Paula, downstairs. Probably not watching the show. Love you. And I said, and I almost always lead this show off with, in the first 5 minutes, I'll say this. I love the animation of this. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the animation truly is amazing.
One of the things that's drawn me to Disney and Disney projects for my whole life, from when I was at Paula's, your mom's in the house.
Hey, Mom.
I love the art of animation. One of my favorite things to do when I go to the Disney parks is go to, depending on what park it is, the art installation, the art store, whatever it is at each place. I've got some Disney art on the wall. I like the art form that is animation, and I also love it for storytelling because you can just show more things. I mean, now with CGI, obviously they're starting to be able to do anything, but animation was always, I mean, Peter Pan could fly, right? Before we knew how to do CGI. So I love the art that is animation. I love the storytelling that is animation. And I think something about the Star Wars animated universe is just spectacular. Yeah. You know, I think it goes to Avatar. Avatar's like, it's not animation, it's CGI, but it's
also live action.
Well, CGI is animation, people. I mean, I say so. Anyway, Resort Budgeting says, morning, not sure what's wrong with me. Just watched all but 1/4 of the last episode. So I'll use earmuffs for something. I love it. They also say, I agree, animation is awesome. I love it. Only 6 months until the Book of Boba Fett comes out on Disney Plus. So yes, that's right. We are halfway through the year. July is here, which means we're closer to this upcoming Christmas than last Christmas. And the Book of Boba Fett. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, can I give a fun history fact?
Anything you want. Your show, baby.
So, fun history fact. Since it's the July weekend, I thought I would share this. So, America was officially declared independent on July 2nd, but the Declaration of Independence wasn't read to the United States Army until July 4th, tomorrow.
Oh, I thought we were talking about a Star Wars history thing. I love that. By the way, I should say happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. I love me some America. I'm a very patriotic guy. I love the 4th of July weekend. I used to like it a lot more when we lived in San Diego because it wasn't 120,000 degrees. But I really love it anyway. I hope you guys are doing something fun and safe and eating a lot of hot dogs and hamburgers. Back to Star Wars. I do love your fact, by the way, though. That's pretty cool. America. The planet Raxus isn't explored much. I already read that. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I didn't. Did I read that right? Yeah, it's gorgeous. So. Yeah. Both the flowers and the vines and the streets and the composition of the shots were beautiful. I totally agree. The animation overall remains stellar, and it's worth watching what characters do in the background. See Echo peering confusedly at Omega's snacks, or Wrecker being the first to greet Omega on the return to the bar. I just want to say something from that right there. That scene when we're kind of hovering towards, we're moving towards I guess it's the government building, and you see all the people down there. That was remarkable art, I thought. And I just, as a YouTuber, we have a vlogging channel now, Paul and Jeff. We do put a lot of the vlogs over here on Dole Whip Dad, the channel that you're on now. And eventually all of the Paula and Jeff vlogs will go over to Paula and Jeff, probably by in January is my guess, but we'll see. But I love the storytelling aspect of being on YouTube, being a creator on YouTube, whether you're doing a live stream or you're creating a video. The whole thing is storytelling, right? How can you get the audience to come in, stay, and enjoy it and come back the next time? And it's about storytelling. So here we're sharing our love for Star Wars. So it's kind of easy. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to like watching two lunatics talk about Star Wars, hopefully. Pass Older Pair in the house. Good morning, my friends. Hope you're having a great morning. The vlogging is a little different because you're telling a story. I'm a big Casey Neistat fan. He used to vlog. I love Kara and Nate. They're travel vloggers. They do a good job with the story. Michael, Dizzy Dad in the house. Good morning, Michael. Hope you're having a great morning. I love the storytelling aspect of life. I think if you're in sales, you've got to be able to tell a story. I think if you want the beautiful Paula to marry you, you've got to tell a story. I think everything is communication in life, and I love storytelling. I really do. I'm not saying I'm good at it. I'm saying I love it, and I want to get good at it. And Star Wars, to me, tells stories so well. George Lucas originally wanted this entire universe story to be a kid story about hope. To let them know that no matter what was going on in their lives, they could overcome. And they're part of the solution if they want to be. I love that. He will say, George Lucas has said to Dave Filoni, never let them forget that the stories are about for kids and they're about hope. And this does this so well. Omega is a story about hope. The Bad Batch is a story about hope. But what do you think is going to happen with Omega? I mean, I think she took a step forward in more of an adult position, more of I can be on the team. Why are you leaving me home? I've got skills and you need my skills. What do you think?
I thought that was definitely what Omega was trying to say, but she didn't want to be disrespectful to Hunter. But,
yes. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Michael.
And I also think that she took a big step up by disobeying Hunter's orders to lay low, and she ended up making enough money to keep the team, to save the team.
They didn't expect that, right?
Yeah,
they're out there busting their butt, doing a job they don't want to do, going somewhere they don't want to be, taking life risks.
Very big.
And she's over here playing game and pays back the debt while they're paying back part of it. I love that they threw that in there. Here for a moment. How are you, my friends? Hope you're doing a great job. Hope you're having a great time. You're doing a great job over on Instagram. Guys, check out Here for a Moment. I love their content, and you will too. If you like Disney stuff, pretty fun stuff on Instagram. So go check them out. Love them. I love her arc. I love Omega's arc. I know that you do too. You want to know what and why and who and what's going on with her. And I think this story is the story of Omega. I think I said this last week, but at risk of saying it again, The Mandalorian turned into a story about getting Baby Yoda, Grogu, from the Mandalorians trying to keep her safe to, we didn't know at the time, but Luke to the next Jedi. The story really was getting Grogu to safety, right?
Yeah.
The Bad Batch seems to be that to me. It's getting the Bad Batch to figure out their place in this new universe and to figure out where the heck Omega goes. Because we got two bounty hunters after her.
Actually, Moff Gideon is a bounty hunter, but she's not trying to catch her. She's trying to protect her.
Moff Gideon is trying to protect her?
No. What was the
Fennec Shand.
Fennec Shand, yes.
Yes. But Fennec Shand, yeah, bounty hunter still wants to get her. Still after her, right? And
she's protecting her. She's not trying to catch her.
The guys don't know that.
Good point, yeah.
And what's the really cool looking guy?
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. I don't think he's a good guy.
No, he is not.
So point being, we got two bounty hunters after Omega, and the Bad Batch are trying to keep her safe and take her, we don't know where. The Mandalorian, we had Mando with Grogu taking him, we didn't know where. Turned out to be Luke Skywalker, but we didn't know that. Where the heck is Omega going?
She might somehow find out Boba is her brother, and maybe she might go to find him.
Is she going to be part of
Boba Fett the Book of Boba Fett? Now that would be cool.
Who knows? I don't know. Let's see what we're going. I'm way behind in chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate you saying that. I love the word broski. Sandy Norris announced, good morning, Sandy. How are you? Happy 4th of July to everybody and to here for a moment. Oh, thank you, Sandy. The new channel. Sandy's talking about our new channel. It's called Paula and Jeff. There's only a couple things on there. It's going to be where we put all our vlogs. Starting probably next week, that's where our vlogs will go first. And then a day or two later, or a couple hours later, we'll put them here on Dole Dad for a while. But again, our vlogs are going to go away on the show. They're going to be all on Paul and Jeff. But thank you, Sandy. Nico the Greco in the house. Hey, guys, sorry I'm late. You are never late. You are here, and I appreciate it. Excuse me. Got a little tickle in my, a little goo in my chest. Magic. Thank you. Magic the Mouse Radio. Bill, my buddy says, did you hear there is production for Star Wars Episode number 7, The Dodgers' Demise? He's a Phillies fan, which means we should pray for him. No, but I have bad news on Trevor Bauer that I just am sad about. Good morning, everybody, says to Sandy Norris. Guys, I'm having fun. And I always have so much fun on Saturday morning with you. We do this for her. This is a show called We Have Spoken. It's every Saturday. Well, it's almost every Saturday morning, life allowing for it. Saturday mornings between 9 and 9:15, we go live our time. That's 10 o'clock to 10:15 Eastern time. Other o'clocks, other places, depending on where you live, where we go with the We Have Spoken show, and we talk Star Wars. During the Mandalorian, we talk Mandalorian. During the Bad Batch, we talk Bad Batch. During the Book of Boba Fett, we'll talk Book of Boba Fett. And when it's the off season, now that Disney Plus has Star Wars stuff for us all the time, when it's the off season, we talk about all the rest that is the Empire, or that is the universe of Star Wars. Is it too early to ask you this question? If you don't have an answer yet, it's okay. Does the Bad Batch, where does the Bad Batch fit in your favorite Star Wars stories? I think for you, Clone Wars, and you tell me if I'm wrong, Clone Wars is up even higher than the movies because you kind of fell in love with the Clone Wars. For me, I'm an Empire Strikes Back Mandalorian guy. Is the Bad Batch up high on your favorite Star Wars list yet?
My favorite movies ever, Star Wars movies and shows are The Mandalorian, Empire Strikes Back, Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi, in those orders. But
Say it again.
Mandalorian, Empire Strikes Back, Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi. So they're not in my, so Bad Batch isn't my highest favorites, but they are up there with my favorites.
How would you say the Bad Batch compares to the Clone Wars or Rebels?
It's really difficult because each season is completely different, and every episode has a twist and turn. I haven't seen it all yet, so I don't know so I can't compare it yet. I don't have enough information about the show yet, pretty much.
What do you think's going on with Crosshair?
I think now they have a way to remove the chip, they're going to sedate him, find a way to hold him down, and get it out of him, and then they get their Crosshair back. You
will be upset if the show ends and Crosshair is not part of the batch again, huh?
Well, yeah.
Because you knew him from Clone Wars and you really like that character, I take it.
Well, yeah, he's a cool character.
I see. I don't have that thing. I'm not connected to him like you do. He seems pretty bad.
In the Clone Wars, he is a little moody and dark and broody like Hunter, but he's a good person who cares about his brothers. It's the inhibitor chip that's messing with his head, causing him to go cuckoo.
I mean, that's my problem. Every time I do something around the house that people don't like, I'm just going to say it's the inhibitor chip.
That doesn't even make sense, Dad.
You don't know. What do you think is going to happen with Omega? I asked the question. I didn't really let you answer it. What do you think is going to be happening with Omega? Do you think she's going to be a bigger part of the team now? I do. Do you think maybe she's going to get captured? I mean, she basically got captured, but we got her back instantly.
Yeah.
What do you think is Omega's path?
I think Omega's going to keep participating in roles for the team and no more sitting out on missions. But I also think Hunter and the others are going to train her constantly to make sure she knows how to fight better, so she's not defenseless like she was back then. The reason she wasn't able to escape Cad Bane on her own was because she didn't know how to fight. So if she knows how to fight and use weapons properly, she won't be defenseless.
I see you, Jesse. I think that might be right. I think that the Fennec Shan Cad Bane fight where Omega was cowering in the corner is probably a thing of the past. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, she has. How many members of the Bad Batch are there again?
6, I guess.
Okay, so there are 6 Bad Batchers, and they are all like big brothers to her, who are all very protective of her. So I have a feeling they're going to start teaching her how to fight.
Well, I mean, she got really good with the trusty bow and arrow, that right? She got pretty good with that.
Yeah, but that's good. But that's only good for a long distance weapon. She needs to know how to fight hand to hand.
I need to know how to fight. You're good with a bow and arrow. Bow and arrows are hard. Like, anyway, I'm excited to watch Omega's transition to leadership.
That would be cool.
I thought she was just going to be captive there for a while. I thought that our team is going to be spread out, but obviously that's the case. Where does Sid fall into this? Is she just a placeholder and a cool set piece, or do you think Sid has a bigger place here? And then on top of that, is Sid a good guy or a bad guy? We definitely were being told this week that Sid could be a friend. I don't think so. But we'll see. What are your thoughts? Is she just in for the money? You think she cares about Omega? She kind of stepped in. Hey, big bully. She just took care of you, right? So what are your thoughts?
I think maybe since she and Omega have become friends, I think she's going to be a little nicer to Omega and her friends. And I think slowly but eventually Sid will be an ally.
Do you?
Yeah, I think she'll stop being so in it for the money and start being a hero.
And then my last question I want to ask is, how do you think Fennec Shan falls into this? Clearly, Fennec Shan is a character that we all are enjoying. She's in Mandalorian. She's in this show now. It's Ming Na Wei, whatever you say her name, the chick from Mulan that we all love, right?
Yeah.
So she's interspersed into a lot of us being a fan of her characters. We already know, or at least we believe, she's part of the Boba Fett show in December. I don't know. Is there connections? I mean, what are your thoughts? I guess I'll just leave it open-ended. Do you think Fennec Shan continues to be a good guy? Is she a good guy? Is Boba Fett a good guy? What the heck's going on is really what I'm asking.
I think that...
Hey, Pete!
I think that Fennec Shan, she is a good guy because right now she's being paid to protect Omega, which, in my opinion, is a good guy. The only problem is she kind of needs to explain to Hunter and the others that she's not... She kind of has to get to Hunter and Omega and explain that she's not going to hurt anyone, that she was hired to protect Omega.
Who is voicing Sid, says Resort Budgeting? That's Rhea Perlman, married to Danny DeVito, at least for a while. Hopefully they still are. We knew her from Taxi back in the day. Yeah, that's one of the bigger stars on the show. Pete says, after watching all of the Saturday mornings on this channel, I think I have the wrong co-broadcaster on Thursday nights. Excellent job, young lady. That's my buddy Pete talking about you. Yes, if you don't know what we're talking about, Pete and I and my buddy Kelly go live on Thursday nights over on Pete's channel. There'll be a couple shows, one on mine and one on Kelly's, I think, during the football season, but where we talk football on Thursday nights. It'll be a lot of fun. You should check it out. If you're a football fan, follow my channel, but also follow Pete's channel Thursday nights. And Pete's a great creator. He talks a lot of Disney stuff and just a great guy, one of my best friends in the world. And he's right. Reagan rocks. You know, at the end of the show, I always say, man, you did a good job. But I'll say it in front of you guys, man, you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
So I think we've covered the show, asking some specificities. And I think I asked some questions that are about the future. I'll just say this. I really enjoy every episode as its own thing. But it's very much making me go, what's going on? Like this isn't a show about Loki, but I'm watching Loki, and I got to be honest, I love it because it looks pretty. I think Tom Hiddleston's a fun actor. I like the story. But what the heck? So we watched Lost. We being me and Paula, who may or may not be in the chat still. Hi, Paula. And I enjoyed it. Like the first season, I liked it, but then they kind of just went away from the story, in my opinion. I think that's what's going on with Loki. And I'm glad the Bad Batch in Star Wars doesn't do that. And I am thanking Dave Filoni for that. Dave Filoni, the guy in the hat, is such a good storyteller. And I think, again, I've already said I love great storytelling, and Dave Filoni is a great storyteller. And he tells a great story with animation better than anybody out there. Mommy's still here.
Hey, Mama.
I think that where we're missing on Loki and where we were missing on some of the Marvel installations on Disney Plus is they're just writing stories and then erasing it. Their new, in my never so humble opinion, their new devices, we're going to tell a fun story and then we're going to erase it. We're just going to tell another story and then we're going to erase it. None of it matters. It drives me crazy because it doesn't mean anything. That's what Lost did. The big smoke monster, right? And then he was a dude in black at the end. It's stupid. It's like cheating the audience. Dave Filoni and Star Wars is not doing that. They're building to something. And I want to know what. I want to know, is Boba Fett bad? We guess we got to wait till December. Is Fennec Shand bad? I want to know what's going on. Where does Omega fit with the Bad Batch? Is the Bad Batch going to get back together with Crosshair? Is Crosshair a good guy again, or is he a bad guy forever? Where does the Bad Batch fit in all this? Is Omega going to be a star? Is Omega going to be a captive? All the things. All the things. What do you think? What do you think?
To be honest, it has so many directions. I don't even know where to go.
I mean, yeah. What are you most excited about for episode 11 and beyond?
Honestly, I have no idea. I'm just super excited to see where it all goes.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Sandy asked me to pull up the link for the new vlogging channel. It's brand new. It's only got a couple of videos. Paul and Jeff, 16 subscribers. So thank you guys. If you're one of them, I appreciate that. Again, it's brand new. Only got the one video up. I will have the second video up there probably today. We've got some family stuff, but I don't think we're going until the afternoon. There's the link to the Paula and Jeff channel. Thanks for asking, Sandy. I think we've done enough damage. Anything else you want to say about anything Star Warsy? Oh, there is some other Star Wars news, but what else do you want to say before I pull up the other Star Wars news?
We pretty much covered everything. Although I just want to say I do really like how Hunter, he kind of had gotten used to Omega being on the team. So when he told Tech and Omega to do something, that wasn't possible because Omega wasn't here. I think that was really cool how he ended up really how he gave Omega a role. Now I mentioned when we're not doing Bad Batch or Mandalorian that we talk about Star Wars news and stuff. At the end of the show during the seasons, we do the same thing here. Let's do that. From SciWire, I didn't know this. You're going to get excited. I didn't know this. Did you guys know this? Let me know in chat after I tell you this if you knew this. There are 39 finished episodes of a Star Wars TV show, but we'll probably never see them. I didn't know that. From the SciWire, Disney Plus may be home to all kinds of new Star Wars content, from the space western stylings of The Mandalorian to the animated escapades of the Bad Batch, but don't expect long-shelved animated series Star Wars detours to be joining the lineup anytime soon. As series creator Seth Green, the guy who did Robot Chicken, tells Entertainment Weekly, which is a show that I've probably never seen, despite Star Wars creator George Lucas's involvement in the project and the completion of 39 finished episodes, broadcast-ready episodes is how they write it, it has been shelved indefinitely. Green voiced Toto 360, a techno service droid Toto, on a recent episode of Bad Batch. We finished the episodes almost 10 years ago. Now, I do remember, hey, Danny, how are you doing, buddy? I do remember hearing about a thing called detours, so I was vaguely aware of that. I certainly didn't know that they had completed episodes ready to go. We finished the episodes almost 10 years ago, so there would have been a bit of a reconfiguring of the existing stuff to make it something that Disney Plus would release as a Lucasfilm offering. And this is from the guy Green. And the way it's been explained to me is that there hasn't been enough interest high enough up to go through what it would take to put it out, and then there isn't an interest in releasing this content on Disney Plus from Lucasfilm. Star Wars Detours was announced back in 2012 at Star Wars Celebration 6. I guess that's probably why I vaguely have heard of it. Have you heard of Star Wars Detours? And would have been another partnership between Lucasfilm Animation and Robot Chicken's Matt, some guy with a name I can't pronounce, following the studio's 3 Star Wars specials, each of which lovingly lampooned the franchise. Episodes were roughly 6 minutes in length, and 62 more episodes were written and awaiting animation. Unfortunately, before they could make it to the air, Disney bought Lucasfilm and decided to go in a different direction, tonally focusing on the sequel trilogy, blah, 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 blah. Blah blah. So it wouldn't fit in canon anymore. They wrote stories that would no longer fit because of The Mandalorian and episode 7, 8, and 9. But boy, I'd like to see them. Yeah, they would be fun.
Wouldn't that be fun? Did I bore you to death telling you all that?
It wasn't boring, but it wasn't interesting.
I think that's all the Star Wars news. I don't want. Yeah, no. Anybody excited about The Acolyte?
So what you like?
It's a new show coming to Disney Plus. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni rumored to lead Star Wars sequel trilogy reboot. Yeah, this is a big deal. So I'll end with this. I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I don't subscribe to HBO. just a little graphic for me, little porny for me. And I like dragons. I don't need all the. It looks like it was
a dragon. I swear I saw a dragon.
I like those kind of dragons too. I think it's something that was written by a guy in his mother's basement. Oh, because it was. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. The guys who were the creators of that film franchise, I guess. I mean, the writer Martin is the writer of the books, but the guys who did the story, one of them is brothers with the guy who owns Salesforce. That's kind of interesting. But the two guys who did it were signed on to do an entire trilogy for Disney, but then they backed out. Hatbox Ghost now is one of my favorite names, one of my favorite Disney characters, and one of my favorite names on YouTube. Hatbox Ghost. Hope you're having a great weekend. Welcome in. So anyway, those two, the Game of Thrones guys, the two dudes, were signed on to do a trilogy for Star Wars on its own story, new characters, not unlike The Mandalorian, but new characters within the Star Wars universe. But then they backed out of it because they got a deal. I think they got a deal with Netflix, whatever it is. Those three, they still want to have that trilogy. And there's talk that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, yes, Jon Favreau, who plays the Deniston elf, is the guy who makes The Mandalorian. Yes, Dave Filoni's the guy in the hat. They're the best of the best of the best. And they're going to possibly do those three movies. How exciting would that be? The guys who did The Mandalorian.
That would be cool.
Yes, and I like the idea of having them do all three. One of the things was wrong with 7, 8, 9. I don't hate 7, 8, 9. You like 7, 8, and 9. Star Wars movies 7, 8, and 9. But one of the things that is obviously wrong with them is you gave it to 3 different people. Well, you gave it to 2 different people.
I agree. They should have just stuck with one director because at least then the storyline would stay intact.
8 doesn't fit with 9, according to the directors of 8 and 9 and 7, for that matter. So to keep the tonal storytelling on point, they should let one team or one person be the leader. And I think Filoni and Favreau have proven themselves. Secondarily, more importantly, additionally, to end with, Jon Favreau is rumored to be the dude who might take over at Lucasfilm for Kathleen Kennedy. I'm going to bore her to death. Watch out for boring face here. But Kathleen Kennedy is the problem at Lucasfilm, according to most Uber Star Wars fans, including this one. I'm sure she's a nice lady. I know George Lucas loves her. Whatever. Bounce, retire, and give it to somebody who's got a brilliant creative mind like Jon Favreau. Can you imagine?
Imagination.
Can you imagine Jon Favreau, the guy who does The Mandalorian, being the Lucasfilm head? I guarantee all of our stuff. An
amazing generation of Star Wars movies.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did. Resort budgeting. Great question. Did the original trilogies have the same directors? They had different directors, but they had George Lucas at the helm. And George Lucas was the one that was telling the story and asking a director to tell the story. I think I'm not looking at that. I think Lucas directed the first one. Lawrence Kasdan directed the second one. I'm positive on that. I had the hiccups. But it wasn't so much who was in the director's seat. It was who was at the helm. And at the helm of number 7 was J.J. Abrams. The helm of number 8 was hey, Google, who directed episode 8 Star Wars film? Hey, Google, who is the director of Star Wars episode 8?
Star Wars: The Last Jedi was directed by Rian Johnson.
Ah, yeah. Thanks. Rian Johnson, who I actually love, but everybody's mad at right now. So we had J.J. Abrams, and we had Rian Johnson, then we had J.J. Abrams again. I think I have that right. I hope I have that right. And it was just, even J.J. and, like, I know them, right? Even J.J. and Ryan has say, well, they didn't really get on the same page. So my point in saying all of this, and we'll end with this, and I'll get your opinion, then we'll end the show. Jon Favreau has proven himself. Dave Filoni has proven himself. Give it to Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. I don't care what titles you give them. Pay them a lot of money to give me another decade or 2 of Star Wars content that is freaking awesome. Pay them all the money. Pay them all the money. Disney has it. Pay them. Kathleen Kennedy, go retire. Dave, John, take the helm. What do you say?
I agree. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau would do great.
Yes.
You see, the reason I like Star Wars so much is because a lot of the originals, I like that a lot. They are just such classics because they have wild imaginations.
Yes.
You can tell that when the person was creating Star Wars, the first generation, that person had had a crazy imagination. He just let his imagination run wild, like I do every time I write my books.
Yes. Jon Favreau's company created a system that you could put the set inside a building. So all those outside expansive sets are in a building. It's amazing. Jon Favreau loves the movie creation science, the art and the science of it. He is all in on doing that. He is on the edge now, like George Lucas was on the edge then. What George Lucas was using, little models and shooting techniques. Jon Favreau has taken the technology of that. Look what he did with The Lion King. Whether you love The Lion King reboot or not, it was visually spectacular. And he took what he learned there and he put it into the new system that they use with The Mandalorian. And everyone's going to be using that. And it's taking what was the animation advantage and bringing it to CGI / real world film. Just give Favreau and Filoni the job. Come on. All right. I love that you thank Google. You're welcome, Mom. All right. Anything else you want to say before we say goodbye to our friends?
Have a distastic day, and we
have spoken. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. Do me a favor, if you can think of a better place in the history of the world than America today, with all the stupid things going on, with all the stupidity on the news, today, in this place, in the United States of America, still the best place ever in the history of history to be. So enjoy it, celebrate it. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you next Saturday for another episode of We Have Spoken. Tomorrow night, might go late. It's 10 o'clock my time, 11 o'clock Eastern time. Might be a little late because we're going to do a family thing. Not sure what time we'll get home. Thank you, Sandy. Sandy just subscribed to your channel. Yeah, guys, thanks. Please check out Reagan's channel. I would love for you to do that. She's not posting a lot of stuff on there, but she will be again soon. But anyway, tomorrow night, Creator Talk Live. Good Morning Disney is coming back. That's the morning show, but I'll let you find that on your own. Check out Paula and Jeff, the new vlogging channel. I think we're done here.
Yeah.
We have spoken. Have a distastic day. Happy birthday,
4th of July.
America. Love you all. Oh, one more question. Hatbox says, sorry, off subject. Still going to remind you at midseason about what you said about QB Carson Wentz. Back with Frank Reich will be very improved. See y'all. I kind of like Carson Wentz. I haven't liked what I've seen the last year and a half because he's been a whiny you-know-what. Ultra talented whiny you-know-what guys make me think of Ryan Leaf because I'm from San Diego. It drives me crazy. But I kind of hope you're right. But I don't think you are. But I love you anyway. That's it. We have spoken. Happy 4th of July. I love you, kid. And I love all of you. Have the best day ever. See you tomorrow night for Creator Talk Live. Again, drop the video that is on Dole Dad. A version of that will be over on Paul and Jeff here shortly. I'm going to shut up now. Thanks. Have a great day. Jesse, thank you so much. Jeff doesn't love me anymore. Maybe I'll quit being his bully. I love you, Jesse. What are you talking about? Well, I don't know why you said that. I love you. Have a good holiday weekend. That's all for now. Have the best day ever. See ya.
See ya.
We have spoken.